Thanks, Raphael. Thanks, everybody, for coming to the University of St. Thomas School of Law. Delighted to have you here. I know we have a ton of lawyers, entrepreneurs, business leaders, everyone who's focused on crypto, Bitcoin, lots of exciting new technologies. There couldn't probably be a more timely or topical issue or discussion to have. So delighted to be here. Just want to give a few quick shout outs and a few very brief opening remarks. But first, I want to thank all of our very generous sponsors. That includes Stand With Crypto, Minnesota Blockchain, Terrapin and Upstream, and the University of St. Thomas as well. So please give it up for our sponsor this evening. I also want to thank Professor Wolf Call, one of our distinguished professors here at the law school. Wolf has been in this space for over a decade. He's a real scholarly leader in this space. And so he's one of the integral reasons why everyone can convene here tonight, as well as give it up for Wolf. Yeah. And Devin Donsky and our entire staff who did such a great job setting up in this tremendous venue. Want to give just a very quick few thoughts on the history here. Again, blockchain and government, a very timely topic. And a lot has happened in the last decade, in the last year. But it's kind of amazing considering historically, like the very first dissertation to even mention the idea of a blockchain-like proposal was just 1982. Fast forward a little bit, after some early research, the first decentralized blockchain was conceptualized 2008, right? So not very long ago. Bitcoin in the last 10 years has expanded rapidly. If you look at sort of blockchain file size in gigabytes, I actually first encountered it not in the tech space, but actually when I was at a conference in Paris in 2016. And I went to a presentation by an economist from Spain named Benito Arnada, who does property, contract, and law economics. And it was at the Society for Institutional and Organizational Economics. And I knew something very interesting was happening because he presented on the future of blockchain and with a focus on real property assets. And actually one of his works there was published by a journal not too far away, Minnesota Journal of Law, Science and Technology, on blockchain's struggle to deliver impersonal exchange. And that was in 2018. But in that paper, he identified what value blockchain adds to the contractual and property process. He explored its potential and analyzed some of the difficulties it's facing. And he argued that contrary to naive conceptions that proclaim the end of intermediaries and state involvement, so it intersects with our topic tonight, blockchain applications will rely on a variety of interfaces, completion, and enforcement specialists, including standard public interventions, especially for property transactions. He also wrote a working paper that same year on blockchain, the birth of decentralized governance, in which he kind of explored some of the current issues. Again, this is only 5 years ago, it's still relatively early. The current solutions in improving coordination and blockchain fulfilling its promise in terms of outcompeting decentralized firms and the need to develop new forms of quote unquote soft decentralized governance that allow networks to avoid bad equilibria. So that was 6 years ago. Sort of fast forward, in the interim, there were a few scholars doing research in this area. Actually, Professor Wolf Call, who I mentioned earlier, he's been working for the last decade or so on Web3 and has done really some of the seminal scholarship in this area. He's a leading scholar. There are not too many scholars in law schools or otherwise who have looked at this area. But if you fast forward, just in the last month, crypto has really been in the headlines. Some of you know that post-election, cryptocurrency markets topped $3 trillion. So a huge boom, and that included Bitcoin trading at over $90,000. It doubled in the year and up 30% since the election. It included other smaller firms who have done remarkably well. There was a quote from the election piece on Bitcoin I read from Danny Chung, co-founder of the decentralized asset tracking platform Tranches, who said, quote, "There's increased interest and willingness to look at this platform DeFi and other possibilities associated with blockchain." He notes that the heightened market capitalization, which if sustained for a longer period, would likely also invite deeper interest into new and existing themes, including tokenization of real-world assets and blockchain-based payment services. Last but not least, even yesterday, I saw an article in Forbes entitled "Why Blockchain Could Matter More to Creators Than Social Media." So this is sort of hot off the press, talking a lot about the regulatory challenges. I know we're going to get into that in the rest of the program, but just wanted to sort of close with a quote. This is from Harry Hofsall, who's the CEO of Flight 3, who says, "You don't need to be first, you need to be the best." So in the article, he draws on parallels with Apple's success strategy, and the article notes that as Web3 technology matures and regulation catches up or doesn't catch up, as the case may be, Flight 3, his company, is positioning itself to help shape the future of digital content creation and audio engagement and audience engagement in this new paradigm. And so the sort of journey, even for his own firm, from 2013 to today's large-scale Web3 conferences that are held all over, demonstrate how far the industry has come, including in such a short time. Yet, as he, as CEO, emphasizes, we're still in the early stages of this technological revolution. And for creators looking to enter the space, I know many of you are already in the space, are looking to increase your interest in the space. The key is finding the right balance between innovation and practical implementation. So I'm super excited that St. Thomas School of Law can be a part of this. We have 4 very exciting presentations coming up. One on blockchain regulations at the state level, one on nations adopting Bitcoin, one on decentralized governance, and one on voting on chain. So again, thank you so much for coming. And with that, I'll turn it over to back to Raphael to set us up for the next. Thanks again, everybody.